So, after 5 months of waiting and no Game Awards announcements, Nintendo gave us a Nintendo Direct to lay out the roadmap for the first half of 2022 for the Switch. Was it any good? Yes. Fuck. Yes. A decent amount of people thought that this Direct was a little bit underwhelming, and I can see why. This Direct kind of boils down into two categories. People who love games from the Nintendo Wii era, and people who love Squaresoft. If you don't fall into either of those two categories, chances are you're probably one of the people who thought this was pretty underwhelming. Thankfully, I fall into both. But in order to explain why I feel like this is one of the best Directs we have ever gotten, we probably should just go through all of the highlights here and talk about them a little bit. So here we go. Typically, the first and last announcements for Nintendo Directs are when Nintendo announces the most hype new announcements. So what did Nintendo pick to kick off 2022 with? Oh, that's an interesting choice. Now, I have played Three Houses a couple of times, so seeing one of the best stories of 2019 get an Age of Calamity treatment is nice. Mostly because I likely won't have to kill any of my friends this time if the new OC villains are anything to go by. However, this is a bit of an odd first announcement, as Fire Emblem fans were actively hoping for either remakes or a brand new game in this Direct. It's possible that we could still get both this year if insiders are anything to go by, but probably not what Fire Emblem fans had in mind. I'm okay with it though, mostly because I'm Muso trash. But if there is one highlight to this trailer, can we just listen to this music for 1 second?
Will you sit around and wait for a miracle? Or will you help me seize control of my fate?
We shall fight, we shall survive, and we shall win a glorious future for Fodlan!
But now that I know, I won't make the same mistake again.
Next up is Advance Wars, and the inclusion of voice acting and the ability to fast-forward battles is so welcome. I'm not sure I'll be buying this right away, but it'll review way better than what most expect. I'm looking forward to WayForward's continued partnership with Nintendo, as I think they work pretty well with this Advance Wars style. Mario motherfucking Strikers is finally back after 15 years of inactivity. After watching too many reaction videos, I think this is probably the most universally exciting announcement in the Direct. Next Level Games, who made the first two Striker games alongside Luigi's Mansion 2 and 3, are developing this one. It looks like a little bit of the early 2000s edge is gone from this one, but they kept the incredible art style and the electric fence stuff, so I think it's fine. What I am worried about is the character roster. You may have seen things on social media throwing rumors around about who's playable, but all we know is the screenshot right here where they give us a 10-character roster list. Notably, Rosalina is making her Strikers debut since Super Mario Galaxy actually hadn't been released at the time of the last game. Yeah, it's that old. Toad is also a captain for the first time in the series, because he was only a supporting character in Strikers Charged. And speaking of, it seems like all of the supporting characters are gone. Instead, you pick 4 characters, then you get to choose your captain and team colors, among other things. I really hope there are some unlockable characters in whatever the game's story mode will be, if it even has one. 10 characters is too small for one of the most anticipated sports games in recent history. Daisy in particular is a glaring omission, whether you love her or you hate her. But hey, there's a lot of time left until June the 10th, and potentially another Direct as well right before it launches, so we'll just have to wait and see. Splatoon 3 is up next, and while I am a huge Splatoon fan, there really isn't too much to get excited for with this Salmon Run teaser. We got 3 new boss salmonid and a fantastic mechanic with the egg throw. Other than that, there wasn't much of anything. So far, I have to say, Splatoon 3 isn't really differentiating itself much from Splatoon 2, which kinda scares me. The jump from Splatoon 1 to 2, graphically and mechanically, was huge. The game felt less clunky, the graphics were vastly improved, and it felt polished compared to Splatoon 1 on the Wii U. But I can't see that right now with Splatoon 3. It feels more like Splatoon 2.5 than a complete step. We didn't get a release date either, just summer 22, which is a little bit weird. But there is a long period of time in between now and then, half a year at that, so I'm sure there will be a Splatoon-specific direct to give us more info as well before launch. So that's good, but as of right now, I'm a little bit worried about this game, to be honest. But thankfully, the first of many Square Enix announcements are here to ease our fears. The Front Mission series, which I had never even heard of before this direct, is getting not one, but 2 remakes. There is a bit of concern for these, since the studio remaking them is the same studio who made the poor Panzer Dragoon remake, but maybe a change of pace from an action game to a tactics RPG is what they need. I mean, Square has greenlit both remakes before the first one even launches, so they must have some sort of faith in the studio for this. A nice announcement for fans of mechs and tactics games for sure. And Square was not done, not by a long shot. Chrono Cross is getting a full remaster alongside a Satellaview exclusive prologue text-based game. What the fuck is going on? This game was rumored before the direct. I saw a little bit on social media, but that itself doesn't make its inclusion any less amazing. So many people didn't have the ability to play this game on a modern platform, cough cough Nintendo, and Square decided to give us the deluxe platter with extra sauce. I may not even pick this game up, and I was excited when I saw the announcement because I knew just how many people would lose their minds, and that is the reason why Nintendo Directs are so awesome. Seeing people happy about the things that they care for. Also seeing Kirby turn into a fucking vending machine. Where do I even begin with this? On one hand, Mouthful Mode looks like the weird side of the internet performed an armed takeover of HAL Labs' creative division and decided on these ideas. On the other, they seem to have all fun and interesting functions to spice up gameplay throughout levels. The new bosses seem cute. It'll be fantastic to see what a Kirby boss fight in 3D looks like. I have heard that there is a ton of new footage on the website for this game, too much to go over it all in one video, but I've intentionally avoided looking at most of it for sake of spoiling myself on a game that only comes out in a little over a month. Kirby has always been one of my favorite series from Nintendo, so this is a day one buy for me. Next up is the cloud version of Kingdom Hearts. Holy shit, Klonoa is back! I first heard of Klonoa back during the Smash Ultimate speculation scene, and it was rumored that Klonoa was planning for a revival since trademarks were being filed all the way back then. Now, in 2022, it's finally happening. Not only is this a connection of both Klonoa 1 and 2, we get a physical edition, and practically all of the textures have been upgraded to fit more in line with modern graphics. It's such a nice surprise, and I'm very excited to try this series out for the first time. And from one crazy announcement to the next, Portal 1 and 2 are also coming to the Switch. I have fond memories of days playing Portal 2 co-op with my friends on PlayStation back in middle school. I truly believe these are two of the greatest games of all time, and Portal was always a big what if whenever people talked about new franchises coming to the Switch. I honestly never thought it would happen with Steam releasing their portable Steam Deck console, but I'm very happy to be wrong. Okay, let's take a breather here. I think it's safe to say that this Direct has been full of happy surprises, but even so, I don't think anyone was expecting this. This game, man! I first learned about Live A Live back in 2018 after I played through Octopath Traveler. I was in love with the idea of an RPG following multiple different characters, each with their own story, and Live Alive is the predecessor to Octopath in this regard. In July 2021, it was trademarked in multiple regions, leading me to hope it was being remade. But I honestly forgot about the rumor after it never showed up in the months following it. And on top of getting the HD 2D treatment, there's full voice acting! What a crazy surprise! For those of you who don't know what Live Alive is, it was developed by Squaresoft all the way back in the golden era of RPGs. In fact, it was released only 6 days after Earthbound. The game was the directorial debut of one Takashi Tokita, who afterwards turned around and made Chrono Trigger not a year later. That's 2 games directly connected to Chrono Trigger being remastered and remade in the same direct. But Tokita wasn't the only famous member of the team. Legendary Kingdom Hearts and Mario & Luigi composer Yoko Shimomura composed Live Alive soundtrack in her debut with Squaresoft all the way back then. If that's not enough for you, each separate storyline has a unique style of gameplay, separating them into distinct games on their own. Each one is relatively short too, and the total playing time for the original balanced out to around 20 hours, which is huge for RPG fans without a lot of time. If you're still not convinced, please, I beg you, go watch Red Muffler Man's video, Why You Should Play Live Alive. It's utterly hilarious, and it actually does a better job hyping you up for the game in less time than I ever could. I'm actually so bummed out that I didn't get to record my reaction for this direct because I was screaming at this reveal, and I hope you guys can be just as excited as I am for this game as we get closer to its July 22nd release date. Okay, Nintendo, okay, I need a break. Please give me something that can help me calm down.
Next up is this. It's a new iteration of the Wii Sports series.
I asked to be calmed down, not to exercise! What?! Okay, I was not expecting this. I wasn't the type of person who put tons of hours into Wii Sports on the Wii, and I never bought Wii Sports Resort, but I honestly think this game is really fun. I think the thing that surprises me the most about this is the visual style, actually. The backgrounds and environments look fantastic. Many people are bummed out that Miis are sort of being shoved to the side in favor of some generic Xbox Live avatars, but the option to use a Mii head is still available, so I don't think it's that much of a detractor. I think the main disappointing portion of this is that there's only 6 sports at the start, just like the original Wii Sports, and one of them is football, which, I mean, Mario Strikers comes out a couple of months later, so I don't quite understand that one. But we are getting golf in the fall for free, so I might just wait to buy the game until then, to be quite honest. But the online doesn't seem too bad considering what I played on their online test demo this last weekend, so I don't know. I'm not too hyped for this one, but I could look forward to playing it later this year. And speaking of online, Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings are coming to Switch Online. These are great additions, but honestly it begs the question as to why they weren't added sooner. You want to know what I think? I've got a theory. Nintendo usually only announces Switch Online games on Twitter and hasn't focused on them in a direct since the N64 and Genesis libraries were added. It could be because Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings are the exception to this rule. They wanted to add a focus to them now, and to give people a few months to play them before they announced that Grezzo, who made the Link's Awakening remake, is remaking Mother 3 in the same style. I have no evidence to back this up, and I've never really believed Mother 3 was happening before, but it feels like the perfect time to do so. Grezzo has been working on something since Link's Awakening that we aren't privy to, and Nintendo specifically highlighting Earthbound in a direct feels like more than just a nice homage. I could be wrong, but we'll see when Grezzo reveals their next game. Okay, let's just get the controversy out of the way. Yes, Nintendo is being lazy by reusing work they did for Mario Kart Tour and selling it as DLC. You are justified in calling them out for it. However, you are not justified for being angry at people like me who see 48 tracks for only $25 and think it's a steal. Not only that, but they're releasing them in a Fighter Pass style, so we have more reveals and announcements to look forward to in the future. I'm excited for this. We can debate about the less detailed style they're going for, but ultimately I know very little about the amount of time and effort it takes to texture and detail at the level of a AAA game, so whatever I say wouldn't amount to much, and I'm betting that's the same for many other people that try to debate about it online. What I can talk about is that I am not surprised that we got DLC instead of a brand new Mario Kart game. Nintendo is less likely to sell as many copies of Mario Kart 9 if its sales are getting cannibalized by Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Honestly, I think this is the best of both worlds for Nintendo, and 48 tracks is over double the amount you get in a normal Mario Kart game, where you usually get 32. I'm a little bummed that we won't be getting a new Mario Kart game until the next console generation, but, I mean, I'm happy with this. And now, the internet tests their knowledge of anime games.
A new Fire Emblem game? I think they're ending with Fire Emblem.
Oh, new Fire Emblem. This is the actual new Fire Emblem game. Or it's Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I don't know. It looks like anime.
I'm gonna guess this is Fire Emblem.
Fighting in order to live.
Because I don't know what this is.
Game sold over like 50 million copies. It's more Fire Emblem.
If they're not ending with a challenger pack for Mario Kart, look at... I swear to God.
Hold on.
Oh, jeez. Oh my God, this is Fire Emblem. Oh my God, this is new Fire Emblem. This is Fire Emblem. No doubt about this.
In order to live. And living to fight.
Dude, this is Fire Emblem. This is a new mainline Fire Emblem.
Give it a second. Give it a second.
It has to be. Oh my God, no, it's Xenoblade! Oh my God, no, it's Xenoblade!
I don't know what I expected.
Xenoblade fans are eating good! I had a feeling when Fire Emblem Warriors was revealed that Xenoblade 3 was coming, but who imagined that it was showing up in this direct? My favorite JRPG series is thriving and I could not be any more excited. If you couldn't tell, I'm a big fan of Nia and excuse me for a moment. There we go.
Oh my God, we fucking did it! We fucking did it, everyone! Gormati are back at Xenoblade Chronicles 3! Peak character design is returned! We fucking win! We win! Woo!
Oh my God, I cannot wait for this game! Look at these new characters! The designs look like a mix of 1 and 2, which is fitting considering the crossover theme that Future Connected and Xenoblade Chronicles 2's DLC gave us! And the environments! I'm so excited to learn more about this world, the time skip, and many other new things they've introduced to this game! This direct has been utterly phenomenal, and even if we didn't get any Zelda or Bayonetta news, 2022 looks bright for Nintendo fans. Wait, is that